Hey, welcome back and welcome to another weekly edition of Women in Sports. This weekend, a U.S. Open champion was crowned, officially ending this year's Grand Slam lineup in tennis. And it was world number one, Aryna Sabalenka, who won it all. This is her fourth career Grand Slam win. And Sabalenka is now the first woman to win back-to-back U.S. Opens since Serena Williams did it. It was the perfect bookend to a year that's frankly been disappointing for Sabalenka. She was runner-up at the first two Grand Slams of the year, then fell in the semis at Wimbledon. But now, hey, she is back on top. And to do it, she had to beat this woman, American Amanda Anisimova, in the U.S. Open Finals. Anisimova has also had a crazy year. She's now finished as runner-up in the last two Grand Slams in a row, this year's U.S. Open and also at Wimbledon. But hey, it's not all disappointing. She is now the first American woman to reach a Grand Slam semifinal on all three tennis court surfaces since Serena and Venus Williams did it in 2002. Plus, Anisimova's new world ranking is in the top 5 for the first time in her career. We'll get to that in a second. But first, check this out. While an American didn't win the U.S. Open this year, it's become a tradition to see the U.S. women ball out at their home tournament. This was the third year in a row that two American women made it to the U.S. Open semifinals, with Jessica Pegula making it to the semis before being knocked out by eventual winner, Aryna Sabalenka. And with this year's Grand Slams now finished, we have your 4 2025 Grand Slam champions. It started off with Rock Island native Madison Keys becoming champion of the Australian Open after a decade of trying. Then another American and current world number 3, Coco Gauff, lifted the trophy at Roland Garros. Then this summer, it was world number 2, Iga Swiatek, who won Wimbledon. And now finally, Aryna Sabalenka finished the year off at the U.S. Open in New York City. So let's take a look at your updated top 10 world rankings. 1, 2, and 3 all stay the same. But look at this, American Amanda Anisimova jumping 5 spots all the way up to 4th seed. Madison Keys holds steady with her 6th seed, while other American Jessica Pegula drops 3 rankings down to 7th. And a couple more tennis stories for you. Naomi Osaka may have gotten knocked out in the U.S. Open semifinals, but what a run she had. Osaka, who hadn't had much success on tour the last few years, made a splash at this year's U.S. Open. This was her first time reaching a Grand Slam semifinal since the Australian Open in 2021. And now, for the first time in years, she is back in the world top 15. And then check this out. Alex Alea already made history at this year's U.S. Open, and then this past weekend, she did it again. She won her first ever WTA title in the Guadalajara Open, doing it in a 3-set finale, and she is now the first Filipino woman to ever win a WTA championship. All right, turning to basketball, the WNBA playoffs kick off this Sunday, September 14th. And despite a wild year, the Indiana Fever have clinched their playoff spot. The Fever are now guaranteed either the 7th or 8th seeds in a playoff of 8 teams. It's a remarkable feat for the Fever, who have lost 5 players this summer, including Caitlin Clark, to season-ending injuries. So here's an updated look at your WNBA rankings right now. The Minnesota Lynx at the top, as they have been almost the entire year. But check this out, the Las Vegas Aces have risen from the bottom of the rankings, bolstered by 14 straight wins. And now only 1 playoff spot remains, with the Seattle Storm and Los Angeles Sparks battling it out. All right, we have one local lady on this week's Midwest Technical Institute Score Standout list. Ella Dreher from Assumption recorded 14 kills, 5 blocks, and an ace in the Lady Knights' top 5 ranked win over North Scott. Very impressive, Ella. So grab your phones. Scanning this QR code will take you directly to the page where you can vote for this week's MTI Score Standout. You can also always find the page to vote at WQAD.com on the homepage. You have until tomorrow at noon to cast your vote. Each week's winner is featured on Off the Cuff. And finally tonight, what a moment it was for one of this generation's brightest U.S. soccer stars. This weekend, the San Diego Wave returned jersey number 13, or retired, I should say, for Alex Morgan. Morgan retired last year after a nearly 15-year career. She's a 2-time World Cup winner, an Olympic champion, and has scored the 5th most international goals in U.S. women's national team history. And right there on your screen, that was her daughter there this weekend to watch her jersey be retired. That'll do it for this week's edition of Women in Sports.